Hey, Brad, Dan, how was your Wednesday?
Hi, Scott. Good afternoon. Thank you for the intro. And Brad, how's your audio? I know you've been kind of hurting today with the dentist.
I've been kind of horizontal most of the day, but you're coming through loud and clear. How about myself?
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are doing our Q&A September 16th, 2020 webinar. I got to start out, Brad, by saying I'm a little bit intimidated. I'm intimidated because last week you liked my webinar so much. You put so much pressure on me to try to up myself, and I don't know if I can do it cold. Just thinking well, how can you go just back to back to back to back, Oscar winning?
It's tough, but well, here we are.
Well, here we are. All right. Before we begin, ladies and gentlemen, and I gotta say, I love that most of you go, or how to add an indicator, guys. I mean, that stuff. A chimpanzee can do that, or myself. I mean, both of these things can do it. But the bottom line is we're going to have an amazing show, and then we'll talk about why, because we're going to get psychological on you. Before we begin, Trade Ideas is not a registered investment advisor. Please, all of the information that you're receiving from myself, Brad, or any members of the team during this Q&A webinar on our platform or in support is to be viewed for informational and educational purposes only, and should you need professional custom advice, please consult a registered investment advisor, which Trade Ideas is not. Brad, stop asking me for advice.
No more.
All right. Real quick summary. Because of you guys, because of your support, we're kicking just incredible ass all throughout the Inc. 5000, just giving people both sides of the hand and the slapping. And we do it without venture money. It's because of your belief in us, and our work motto is there is no finish line. We just continue to do it. There is no finish line. We're just constantly trying to improve it. And once we improve it, we figure out other ways to improve it. And we are going to be very soon one of the very, very, very few companies that have been in the Inc. 5000 5 years in a row of the fastest privately held companies. And once again, this is all because of you guys. Your subscriptions feed us and feed our innovation, and we're going to bring that innovation to you. So let's again, one of the things is your TI is really your best weapon in a weaponized stock market. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what it's really about instead of the bullshit. Okay. So when I get into the presentation, I'm going to really start speaking on the psychological aspects of this stuff, because as users of the platform, you must be aware and be prepared to take advantage of things. That's really the big problem in trading, is no one's taught anyone, okay, really how to do it the right way. There's these myths about, well, people just buy and hold. That's complete bullshit. Then there's these myths of following magic gurus that some of them might even know how to do it, but you would then have to replicate their style. And what happens when they start going on vacation a lot and posting pictures of boats and Ferraris, while you have to trade? It's not going to be good for you. We're going to touch on the topics of letting your winners run. We're going to talk about really the psychology of long-term active capital management investing. And it's really these two slides put together. Brad might have seen this before. One of them, as your AD CEO, I'm putting out a song from Frankie. Just is, everybody likes to jump the gun, and you want to pigeonhole investing into some sort of pure mathematical 1 + 1 = 2, and that's it. Oh, now it triggered my Fibonacci signal. Oh, I'm out. But that's not how it works. And this is why so many people love Trade Ideas, because Trade Ideas is the fusion of advanced technology with the one thing that cannot be made by technology, and that's the good old God-given human intuition, Brad. Can't take it away. And that is the thing that we are working in Trade Ideas on how to bring that intuition out in you so that you can understand the bigger picture, fly a little bit higher. That doesn't mean you buy and go away. but we're going to talk about all those psychological aspects, and of course, learning how to win, because that is ultimately the end game. Guys, we are all here to make unusual, and by unusual, I mean just not standard being terrible, return on your capital. We're going to talk about how to do that. And again, hopefully how to maintain the flow. So let me hit escape, and we'll come back to this at the end of the presentation. Or jump right into my screen and let me know if I. So platform, it's not simply a charting. There's all these components that make an automobile function, like the fact that you have an engine, you have weight. There's no mastery. Have you last week? Because I'm gonna this one. So was it up 16? And then in the businesses, there's you're done. Is that, well, again, this is obviously our business, some of the guru, whatever, and I see them trading to, come on, not gonna happen. Okay, it's like no one's better than any. How I manage gains and losses. Come on, guys. Like, right, so.
But my style isn't trading.
What it was doing when I was doing not this good slide, and then where it's not. I just, you might have new, not like, for example, I've built in terms of accessing triple. Would you tell people?
An inverse. That's the best way.
A short positions, but I also have another long position. So I'm trying to take advantage. And this was fair because remember we talked. I'm gonna disconnect.
Yeah.
And remember I told you guys that you learn to make sense. Like when you're on the driving range, you bust out stuff thing, Brad.
People are just.
But the beauty is get in, and obviously again you have your stops, but you and the shorts require can't. I mean, this is like if you have kind of stuff in the market. Do you know? And by the way, feel free to get into any of these stuff. We're looking at this. Everything works, but I probably should have set a better stop for practice mode. We would not sell it until it really 10 cents more.
Trapped in it now.
But Brad, remember the burn, meaning that you want. Oh, Brad, there you go.
I would bring that down.
Shortage of opportunities in it. Okay, poker, Brad. What do of things? I smell a big. I also trade, so I love being able to be in. Show you guys. Brad, it's calling me out. But I trade all these, and including being able to trade the downside on some of these very, very long. You all know. Okay, Amazon, Netflix. So notice here, this is what I meant by the market, Brad, being a chessboard, right? Is number one, I have big caps in play. I'm playing the up move. I'm playing the down move. And I'm playing the small caps and the IPOs all in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, only 8 positions. I mean, I think that's kind of cool that you can do that in the market, Brad.
Yeah, it is. It is. And if you want to get out at any time, boom, you're out.
Boom. Click, flatten, click, limit out. So many amazing things to do. But it's just nice to be able to, once again, be in that flow state, right? Like today, let me just kind of, when the market was coming down like it did like in this move, these triple Qs were just, look what they were doing. You know, they had started running here, had a run, pulled back hard, but then they just started tearing up. So you are making money as people are losing money. Not that you want people to lose money, but I'm saying as somebody who is playing the upside value of it, you know. Oh, Don, awesome. I'm going to tell Steve Gomez he loves when people do well in our trades of the week. Yeah. Amazing stuff happening, guys. Amazing stuff. And I really do want to tell you that there is the simple thing. You need trade ideas. You need to be able to have simulated mode on, and you need to follow the A. What the hell did I do with the? Blame Brad. Hold on 1 second. Okay. It's very easy to blame Brad.
What are you doing?
I'm just trying to get my layout the right way,
Is it
Brad.
underneath the Brokerage Plus window?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right.
You see what I'm about to do. I have my own style, Brad. It's different
All
from yours. Okay. Without all that clickety clacking, and guys, I'm not the young 22-year-old day trader that they used to write about in magazines, Brad.
You are not anymore, are you?
We're like, hey, what's that? What's going on there? Okay, but let's do a real quick AI check. Okay. The AI came out of the gates with a trade in what's known as scientific games. Let me just make this a little bit. There it is. Okay. We bought it right here and at 32.41, and it caught a big wave of momentum that in the next almost a point higher. Big, Brad. And
that was 5 minutes. It actually, I mean, yeah, 10 minutes, but 5 minutes at the time.
Right.
Huge.
But over a point for roughly speaking 20 minutes, because you got 5, 10, 15, 20. And then the AI sold it on what's called a profit save. These are things that we design in there. Now, by the way, these are suggestions. The AI has lots of courses of action, and this is a suggested course of action. Okay, when you run up pretty much that fast from 32.32 to 33.91, and then pull back to the way it is, the software says, you know what, take some profit. In this case, it did. Okay, now the next one, was a buy on Cone, Cyrus 1. And once again, this one had a different type of exit suggested when the stock pulled back. And this one's called reduced risk. In other words, it bought right here, but after a certain amount of time passes, the software says, I don't want to do it. Okay, it doesn't look good. And look what, I mean, again, Brad, now this one, obviously impossible to predict this move right here. But look at that beautiful sell. This is why there's so much to it.
I don't even know that 78.60 close is real. That could just be a tick that happened from I really think it closed around 76, and that's the price point.
Yeah. But there's also there's people often don't realize, Brad, that there's not just good entries and good exits, there's good losses. And this is a classic example of where this is what's built in, right? This is you really need similar, got in right here, 52.27, ran up all the way to 52.87, but pulled back hard, okay? And so since it was positive, it wanted to, had you gotten out, you could have used your, I don't really even need to describe this trade to you guys, but I will simply say that this is what we do. Okay, now obviously you saw before, it does not always happen this way because it can't. But we focus on the winning situation. What is a winning situation? And Brad, I also have to say, once again, that this is you and we like this sort of thing. Look what it's doing. It's not like it's trying to imitate its papa.
Well, the nice thing is that when you look at that daily chart and you were able to get that price that the AI suggested at 31.58, you have that choice at the end of the day from which to decide. Do I want to hold this position? Do I want to swing it? What do you want to do with it? But your options are there for you.
And understand, remember what, Brad, you and I mention this often on these webinars, is that every trade is designed to be a swing trade because there's no such thing it's very stupid to try to pretend to design a day trading system the way people think, because there's nothing better than being in a trend that just keeps going for you where you don't have to work at it. Why would you have to be trying to chase things and ultimately accidentally miss something where you can have a move where this thing goes from 31 to 40 in a couple of weeks. That's an amazing percentage move. That is the game, percentage moves. Okay, so FANG, beautiful trade. SPG, another beautiful trade. Good volume. Brad, really nothing that this is, again, these are the types of trades that this is the reason why we do well on the Inc. 5000. Because we're the only ones that come up with these, guys, because we have an AI that is right now crunching data, looking for this information for tomorrow, okay? You know, it's funny, Brad, Holly just does not even remotely give one flying F about a gap up.
Eat them for breakfast. Yeah, there's no fear there for sure.
There's no fear. And I love it because it's mathematical where we're all like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? But the best part, notice again, buy and sell signals are in. When you're working with Holly, you're not going to get slaughtered ever, ever. Guys, this is the finest driving machine in the stock market. And once again, I mean, Holly don't care. Now, in this particular case, if you were here, right, and your exit is here, like, I would not be in the mood to hold this because of this giant gap up. But if I had bought it at 41 and I'm at 47, I'd be like, I'm in it to win it. And that's everything you need to know. I mean, Brad, it's that simple, right? It's all
this is another really interesting one, because if you look at the profitability of this particular trade, I think in conservative mode, moderate mode, and aggressive mode, it really kind of yielded no profit, right? But the reality is, if you look at this chart, you got in at 47.09. How high did that go? What's that price point up here at the top? I mean, 52, 53, that's huge. So as a trader, ultimately, you know, you're presented with these opportunities. What are you going to do with them? It's up to you.
Right. So Vang asked a good question, and I'm going to make sure everyone knows. So Holly is a complete trading system. She tells you when to get in, and she tells you when to get out. I mean, is there an exit time column?
Yeah, if you actually bring up one, there is an exit time column, but if you go to one of the specific AIs, it gives you a little bit more detail as to, it shows you an open window.
All right. I'll go to which one? No, they're all. I'll go to the one with the more trades. Okay. Is that what you wanted me to do, Brad?
Yeah, so the exit time's not in here, but what happens is when the trade is live and open in the conservative mode, it's going to appear in the upper window that's blank right now because everything's right. And when it closes out, it'll move down to the bottom window. But yeah, we have all these columns. You can put exit time on these and won't be populated until it's giving you a suggestion to get out.
Right. Yeah. So I apologize for that. It was but let's put in the column just so people can see it.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go over here and scroll down, exit time. And here you go.
So that's the conservative exit time.
Right. This is all exit times are in conservative mode. But just for this column, because the other ones are you holding it till the end of the day. There's two options for you. There's a get out at the conservative mode or be more aggressive, which is moderate or
yeah, and the difference between moderate and aggressive is not going to take into consideration any of the stop prices that are out there. So moderate's going to try to hold to the end of the day, but if it gets stopped out, it's stopped out. Aggressive is just going to let you know what that profitability is at the end of the day, no matter what the stop.
Great question by Eric, and the answer is yes. And in fact, that is the modus operandi to learn how to trade. So you can, let me just move this window real quick. Just show you. Okay, I'm going to disconnect from Interactive Brokerage Connected. And notice, by the way, TD Ameritrade coming soon to a theater near you, as Scott said in the beginning. I'm going to reconnect to simulated trading. Okay, here I am. Right, I think I made a G since we left and something. Like the numbers. So notice I'm in simulated trading. Okay. I go to Holly is off. I highlight, enable 9 suggested strategies. So if this is the morning, then Holly will trade in simulated mode for you. She will do everything and you will watch and learn. And that is the best piece of financial entertainment you're ever going to have. So we have all the documentation, YouTube channels, And obviously, there's a complete support network of people that help you understand how to do this. There's office hours and videos, and every bit of Holly is covered. Okay, we have pros who know exactly how to set you up the way you want it, everything you need. So we're working on E-Trade. It's coming. There's going to be both E-Trade and TD Ameritrade are both going to be available with Holly very, very soon. So the P&L values we come up with all on our own because we use real-time data, so we know what prices you get in. So they're going to be very similar to Trader Workstation, but probably not exactly because everyone does it just slightly differently with the last or the spread or whatever. So Farshid, you can see nobody really knows buy or sell orders. Okay, if you did, then it would be a different situation. You can see the size of trades that happen, and if they're happening at the ask, someone's buying it at the ask, but also someone is selling it at the ask. Every trade has both buy and sell orders. Okay, and I'm just saying that so that you know that you can set up an alert window to watch really unusual volume bursts. You can have a top list of things that are just trading up the most over the last 5 minutes. You can do any and all of that. It's quite a powerful piece of technology. We usually don't get into the nuts and bolts of that kind of stuff on the Q&A because it's a little bit more advanced and really geared towards some of the office hours that we hold and also videos that explain it. You just want to get more familiar, but our education is the best in the business and it's all free with your subscription, except for one-on-one training sessions, which are obviously a pay-for service. But we pride ourselves on the fact that we never leave. Helping out in chat today. Fantastic tool for everyone who wants to get started. There's a meritocracy of very good traders who provide feedback, market participants of all different levels, and Barry's there as the moderator, maestro, helping people with answering them questions, showing you how to work with simulated trading, AI, everything. But also Barry has his own trading style, and it's successful. He's been doing it for many, many years. So he brings that to the table, and that's one of the easiest ways to get started. It's completely free. Okay. One of the things that we don't do is we don't do level 2 data. We don't do that because we do not believe that that's necessary anymore. There's no more information on level 2 data that was relevant ever since they took away fractions and let ECNs come into the business. And again, we came from that space. We know level 2 intimately, but if you're stuck on level 2, it's like having your face in front of a tree in the forest. Level 2 is not what's exciting. You just want to have a big picture and then try to catch 300 points on Amazon. So is there a free trial? There is no free trial of Trade Ideas. There isn't because over 17 years, people just know that we are legitimate and we are something you need. And if that's the barrier to entry, then you have to almost consider what it is that you're trying to do in the trading space. You get what you pay for. But that said, we are going to be having a full 2-week open house within the near future, probably within the next 4 weeks, maybe. Brad, do you like that confidence? Maybe.
Yeah, we are for sure.
Yeah. So again, there's a reason why we don't do free trials because lots of people just take advantage of that stuff, especially in China with the virus. So we don't do that. You should be excited to pay for the month or 2 months because it's kind of like you're paying for a trainer. You know, if you're paying for it, then you're actually using it and doing something. Whereas when people don't pay, they ignore and then they want to know if they could have another try. No, thank you. But I do want you to try this. Barry Anderson's room, trade-ideas.com/trading room. We provide you lots of information to get started. Ebooks, there's several of them, and this one that's on trade-ideas.com/earnings is one about earnings. Very important to know how to trade it. We have an earnings date in our technology. Again, you can check it out, but every stock you look at, let me just minimize this real quick and come over to, let's say, Google. Okay, so here's Google. Notice right here, earnings date, pre-market October 22nd. Okay, so whenever it's there, you see it. Okay, and that's trade ideas, trade-ideas.com/earnings. Back to the education. Don, yes, you can convert monthly subscriptions to yearly, absolutely. And I think they can even be applied. So daily support sessions right here. You just trade-ideas.com/live, all sorts of levels. And again, you will see that our help and support network is just the best. Okay. Back to the Inc. 5000. Guys, we have the only investor individual facing AI. Our AI is not cleaning our garbage cans or figuring out how to squeeze more money from some BS. It's trying to find successful trades for you. And this is how much it costs on a daily basis, although you pay annually or monthly. So this is on a per diem. Premium costs you yearly 6.2 per day, monthly 7.2 per day, and standard 3.9 per day or 2.9 per day yearly. It's just an amazing product that we can do it with this kind of promo price because, once again, you support us and we're grateful. And because of that, we have a promo code right now, summertime, all caps, gives you 15% off your first month or a year off of Trade Ideas. We have a podcast on Fridays. Sean McLaughlin takes care of that. I used to do it with my good buddy Jamie. Need to get back into it, but it's been really good. We have lots of guests, and please search for that on your podcast search engine. We're very active on social media at Trade Ideas, at QuantBot, at Today Trader. Please like us on Facebook, and if you need to, give us a call or shoot us an email. I believe, Scott, we are good to go.
Yep, sounds good. Okay, everyone can keep an eye out for their email for the recording tomorrow, and everyone have a nice day.
Yeah, you can cancel anytime, everyone. Absolutely, no contracts.
All right, thanks everyone.
Take care.